Hello and Happy New Year. Or at least I hope it will be. Today I'm going to talk about a couple of the surprises in 2022. First, the FTX surprise. The collapse of the FTX exchange is going to take years to unravel. And there's just no way of knowing the impact of it right now. It's beyond anything we've ever seen at such a scale within the market that what actually will transpire from here is anyone's guess. I've covered this quite a bit before, but it is what many believed to be the worst surprise of the year. Well, was is the operative word. Apparently, somebody thought that had to be outdone. And on December 28th, they announced that the 3Commas API core had been hacked. Initial theft rates around 14.8 million to 22 million. I say initial because they don't even know yet. But some reports that I've been reading suggest that this has been going on for over a year. And that 3Commas has been denying it and blaming users for poor judgment. But it is finally confirmed with evidence and proof they were hacked, and now they have to deal with the consequences. There's already large talks of class action lawsuits because of it. Whether or not they take place at this point is anyone's guess. But it's definitely clear there's going to be more ramifications. The biggest problem with 3Commas is that it just didn't affect one exchange. 3Commas is capable of connecting to 20 or so different exchanges. So having their API core hacked is quite significant, as it affects hundreds of millions of subscribers. We've often heard the phrase, not your API, not your money. It's often equally mocked just as aggressively as it's used. However, given the recent situation, I don't think it's going to be mocked as much anymore because it certainly has proven true. One thing I particularly don't like is when the news makes an argument for my software in such graphic means. I've been pushing Jackrabbit Relay as the alternative to keeping control of your API keys and keeping your account secure. This is not the way I wanted to see that announcement being made as why it is so important. Being the poster child of security threats and heralding things that should have been done is not how I want to promote my software. But that is unfortunately what just happened. With the API system of 3Commas being hacked, it became very critically important to understand that you have to trust the company that you give your API to. CryptoTrader.tax, CryptoHopper, Quant Connect, 3Commas. There are so many different third parties that ask for an exchange API. And it's a matter of just keeping them controlled in terms of the number of them that becomes extremely difficult. One of the biggest issues you will always deal with is trusting a company. And that company needs to be able to provide proof of audit that they are secure in protecting your API. Because as you can see with 3Commas and their recent admission, they were not very secure in protecting their customers. In fact, they went so far as to demonize their customers for reporting that they had obscurities occurring in their account. 3Commas staff blamed them for poor trading, poor management, or deliberately trying to create FUD, rather than actually taking on the assessment that there might be a real issue to address early on before it ever got to this point. Now, the scale of 14.8 million to 22 million seems rather small compared to the number of customers that 3Commas has, and equally to the number of customers that use the API. So I see this as just trying to downplay the truth, something that 3Commas staff have tried to do for at least the last year. And that is going to be a big problem, and one that they need to address quickly because it's going to destroy their business. Well, I do like the favor of promoting open source as a better option because of what they've done. I don't like the fact that so many people had to lose so much money to make that point so clear. I spent the last 2 years writing Jackrabbit Relay with the purpose of giving people who want to automatically trade a safe and secure way of doing it. More importantly, I wanted them to know how to do it. What went on behind the hood, behind the engine, underneath the hood. What really happens when you automatically trade. All of that is important if you're going to protect yourself in the market. 3Commas failed to protect their customers. How somebody got a hold of the master API link is a whole different guesswork that I'm not even sure at this point. I've heard somebody say that it was an inside job. Others say it was an outside hack. But I really don't know. What I do know is it's a mess. And any hope of really stabilizing the crypto market at this point, moving towards 2023, is to move into open source and support open source. The sad part about it is 3Commas was $99 a month if you wanted a fully functional package. That meant in order to make a real profit, you had to have at least a budget of $10,000. Now, given the exchanges they supported, if every account had $10,000, you can clearly see that more than $22 million was stolen. And considering how fast computers operate, it's pretty clear that what they're saying isn't matching the reality of what seems to be really going on. Demonizing the customer base over such a serious issue is disastrous at best. And they really should be put out of business for the sake of the customers. Binance is one of the principal supporters of 3Commas. And they should act. They should cut off 3Commas altogether and prevent them from ever connecting to their system ever again. Simply because it's been proven too many times that they don't take security the way they should. They don't protect the user's information the way they should. They play fast and furious with customers' money And that's a problem that needs to be fixed. And it's clear it won't be fixed as long as they're in business. So, here's hoping 2023 turns out better. Because quite frankly, the surprises of 2022 are the kind of surprises I can do without. So, Happy New Year, everyone. See you next year. Until next time.